Red Dead Redemption 2 is easily my favorite game of all time because of his performance from Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
You never get
Thanks.
enough of these comments, do you?
Oh, I'm so glad that people like the work of everything we did. We spent a long time on that game. I spent half a decade on it, and that was just the performance capture aspect. I know other designers and a lot of other team players were working on it even longer than that.
Mm. How
So
how crazy. A decade on this game just for yourself.
5 years I
Half a
spent.
decade, yeah. Yeah, I
Mm,
mean, that's a long time for a game. Most
yeah,
actors will only have a year, if that, won't
if
they?
that. Yeah,
Yeah. So
the
how did
GT
that feel
the
when it
GTA
was all said and
guys.
done? Because
Yeah, the GTA guys, I think they spent 3 years on it, and then I was coming in
really,
kind of when GTA 5 came out. But of course, they were three protagonists, so their work was probably a little more interspersed than mine was,
mm,
because you have the choice of which character you wanted to play, and you don't necessarily have that in Red Dead 2. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but I had a lot more work to do than say one of the protagonists of
just a
GTA
little bit
5
more
had to do.
work.
So this was a crazy contract. I don't think I'll ever have another contract the likes of that again. It's kind of comparable to if you were going to do 6 or 7 seasons of a TV show, I guess. As far as
Really? So
time
it
and
wasn't
volume.
based on per hour. You don't have to answer, but
Well, no, the contracts. I mean, no, the contract was, the SAG after contract, and obviously, different studios work in different ways. But this
mm,
was, the job's done when it's done, and
yeah.
I don't think I'll ever have a contract that long again. It's very unusual for an actor to get that much job security, from one company. So it was something else, and yeah, there really isn't anything else I can compare it to, and I'm not sure that there ever will be. But it was a long time. I loved every second, but it took a long time. It was a lot of work. Rockstar are so committed to detail and attention to it. Then and
Oh,
you know it's
they are unparamount. Like the amount of detail they
Yeah.
put in Red Dead Redemption 2, it's the most detail I've ever seen in the game ever.
And GTA
Unbelievable.
5. I'll never forget. I remember before the game came out, every once in a while they would show me a bit.
Yeah.
And I remember, and this was years before it came out, and I had never seen this in a game before, but by the time it came out, I had. I remember the snow in God of War, for example. I remember thinking our snow was the best, and then when God of War was like, oh, that snow's pretty good too. Ours is still better, but
That's right. They came out in the same year. What a year for gaming.
it was, wasn't it? There's a lot of good games that year. Detroit Become Human, and yeah,
Yeah.
God, and then
Spider-Man, I think, was it?
the
Yeah.
first, not the Miles Morales. Yeah, yeah, there was fantastic stuff, and
Mm.
that reminds me now I'm going to be able to finally check out Miles Morales in a couple of weeks. But
Yeah.
but what was I saying? Yeah, what
The
was I
detail,
talking?
yeah.
The attention to detail. For example, I remember for the first time I saw it. Well, Arthur was just walking around on a beach, and I turned around and I looked at Arthur's footsteps, and his footprints were in the sand, and I
Yeah.
thought, wow, that's pretty impressive. But then it started to rain, and then I saw the footprints fill up with water, and I was like, wow, that's impressive. And then I saw the water splash with the raindrops that were coming down. There was still
Oh,
the rain that was still falling down was creating little splashes in the now flooded footprints. And then that's
yeah.
when my mind started to get blown. And I was like, wow.